Welcome back to another Backyard Botany. For this episode we will be collecting our seeds. Right here I have 2 bell peppers, one green and one red. The reason they're in separate bags is because the green one is less ripe than the red one. Usually you're supposed to collect the more ripe ones, but from what I've seen, these seeds kind of look exactly the same. Here, I'll get one out for you to see. That is the green bell pepper seed and the red bell pepper seed. There's not really much of a difference between them, other than it looks like the red bell pepper has a lot more seeds compared to the green one, which would kind of make sense because it has more growing time to produce more seeds. So we can't really leave these in the plastic bags because they will keep in their moisture and eventually rot. So we have to take these out and put them in our paper containers that I made and labeled. So that is what we're going to be doing. They either made it in the container or on the floor, so that's good. Now let's switch over to the red bell pepper and get the seeds off of this one. Red bell pepper seeds, and these are the green bell peppers. So now that that is done, I am going to keep these, and we are going to go do the next fruit, which will be our pumpkin. So while we still have light in the day, and the fact that my pumpkin's probably all thawed out, I'm thinking of splitting it open and taking the seeds. Now, we could use something like this that's actually supposed to carve the pumpkin, or we could use something a little more fun, which in this case is an axe. So, I'm going to set it up on the old chopping block over there and split it open. So that's pretty much all the pumpkin seeds. It's a little rotten, so I don't know how well the seeds are going to be, but I will not be throwing out the pumpkin. I'll be using it for a later project. And now I just need to rinse off the seeds, dry them off, and keep them in their permanent package, I guess. Then store it away with the rest of them. Okay, now that we have our pumpkin seeds, we can clean these up because they are quite dirty and dry them off. Now for this, I don't quite know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to tear the corner off. Which, oh, the seeds are definitely going to be able to flow through that. Alright, look. Let's just turn the water on. Alright, that didn't work out too well. So instead of opening the bag that way, we will close it and have the water just come in through the bottom part. Seems logical to me. That looks like that, plus that stuff down in the sink is what our seed yield's gonna be. So, if we move over here to the drying station, we can take, oh, that's still quite a bit of water in there. Oh, it's alright. Put them off onto the paper towel. Alright, that looks like it's all the bad seeds picked out. Oh, whoops. So let's dry them off. Oh, stuck to the paper towel. I don't think I'm going to put these in the paper. I think I'm just going to leave them on here and move them that way because these are still very wet and I don't want the paper to get quite so saturated because then I'll just need to make a new one. Did lose a few, but that's expected. Just lost a few more. Well, after I washed all the seeds, I took them up to my room and placed them on some paper towels to dry out. I turned the fan on high and let it do its thing. Yesterday they were, well, these were pretty much dry as soon as I put them on the towel. They were sitting out for about a day on the pepper still before I recorded me taking them off. But these were still very wet, and the first day they were still very sticky, but now they're, for the most part, completely dry, and they don't stick to the paper towel anymore, which is nice. Every so often I would turn these around just so the entire section would dry off and it wouldn't get stuck to the paper towel or rot out. And while I did that, I found some seeds that are very thin, and I know the camera's not focusing, but they pretty much have nothing in them, so I've been picking those out and ones that are broken open and trying to leave the most viable looking seeds to grow. So I'm going to move these into my paper containers and then take them downstairs. So those seeds are going to stay down in the basement probably until February, late February, early March, because that's when the growing season tends to begin. I'll be starting them indoors and then transplanting them outdoors. That's all. We have all our seeds that we need until we get the romaine lettuce ones in mid-January.